All right, good evening, everybody. This is once again Dr. Foy. All right, we're here this evening. I want to just drop this little quick insert that I would like to share with you guys upon the topic of 10 emotional needs in relationship with people. If we're going to be a people that get along, if we're going to be a people that get married in relationship with each other, we need to attend to the 10 emotional needs that each person have a right to. All right? And I, as a subtopic, I call this, scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. All right? Which means there's reciprocity there, that we are not the only ones that's always doing the work, but when relationships, both parties should be actively engaged in doing the work to make themselves better. And one of the ways to do this is to attend to the 10 emotional needs that each of us, according to science, we have need of. The first one, I have them set in alphabetical order. So the first one is called acceptance. Acceptance. And what we mean by acceptance, it is a psychology that is a person's expression of approval or agreement to the reality of a situation, recognizing a process or condition of a negative or uncomfortable situation that is the fait accompli, which simply means a thing accomplished and presumably irreversible without attempting to change it, is irreversible without attempting to change it or protest it. Also, acceptance means also to receive another willingly and unconditionally when the other's behavior has been imperfect. And then the final definition I have on here is it is a willingness to receive someone in spite of what you know about the person's offenses and deficiencies. In other words, all of us have deficiencies, but it's okay because none of us are perfect. So we accept somebody, even with their or imperfect selves, as being having value in worth to us. And we don't try to manipulate it, we don't try to change it, but we embrace it and we accept the person for who they present themselves to be. That is emotional need number one, acceptance. Number two would be affection. Affection should be defined as a gentle feeling of fondness or liking, an expression of care and closeness through physical, psychological, and spiritual matters. It's a fondness or tender feeling for someone. Affection in a relationship is a way to express love, care, and emotional connection. It can manifest in various forms, both physically and emotionally. Here are some affectionate examples in the relationship. Physical touch. I personally love that. And I didn't know I loved to be touched until somebody really touched me in a way that was loving. And really, I knew I was loved simply by touch. Another one is physical affection is one of the most common are ways to express love and closeness. So also a physical affection, not just physical touch, but physical affection for somebody. Or when you really care for somebody, generally the rule is you treat them as such. You know what I mean? And though we may love the whole world, but when it comes down to that significant other, that's a whole nother level or platform that we build upon. And the person that we're in relationship with usually love knowing that they are affectionately loved and cared for. All right. Another word that is in the A's is appreciation. Appreciation. And how do we define appreciation? Well, this is what I got. It's a recognition of the quality and value of another. An expression of thanks, praise, or commendation. Also, it can be defined as a feeling or expression of gratitude. To understand the worth or importance of someone else. When you express your appreciation for someone, you will not only improve their lives, but yours as well. You will feel more fulfilled because you have done something to make someone else's life better. It will change your mindset, your mood, and daily outlooks when you focus on positive things rather than the negative. All right? And generally when you appreciate somebody, you just want them to know that what they done satisfied you and it fulfilled you. And there's nothing wrong with letting a person know they made you feel better about yourself. All right? And so another A we got. The fourth one is approval. Approval, I call it approval, but I got kind of like call it a blessing also. So it's an approval or a blessing. It's like sometimes we have God's approval, but sometimes we also have his blessing, which is also his approval. So approval can be defined as the act of building up or affirming another. To have a favorable opinion or feeling about someone. Also, it is affirming both another's person and their importance. In a relationship to God, favor and protection is implied with approval. It is a favor or gift bestowed by God himself, thus invoking his favor upon that person. It means to be in sync or in tune with the will of God. When the last time you've been in sync or in the will of God while doing something? Let me just drop this in your spirit. Man, it's one of the most beautiful things that can happen inside of Christianity when you know that you're in sync with the will of God already, what he has demanded or recommend in our lives. It is so wonderful to find yourself in the midst of God's will simply because without knowing or knowing, God has given you his approval or blessing. All right, I like that. I really do. All right, and the last A is attention. Attention. So what is attention? Well, here we go. It is the act of conveying appropriate interest, concern, and care in taking thought of another. Hopefully this is your significant other, numero uno. All right? It also means to enter another's world. I like that concept that sometimes you need to leave your world and invade and sit down with somebody in their world. Or might be some things that you may not like doing, but you may find yourself doing it because you love the other and you pay attention so that you can do some of the things that they like, even promote it yourself without the person even knowing you're going there. But because of the fact you've been paying attention to that other, you're willing to enter their world. It is also a mental focus, notice, interest, or importance of the other. The act or state of attending to another. Thus, if you give someone or something your attention, you look at it, listen to it, or think about it carefully. Why? Because that person has your attention because they have your love. And these are some of the conditions that we need, emotional care that we need in our life. And if you don't need it, then no, possibly the person that you're connected to does. All right? And these are some of the things that should always be actively in your relationship with your significant other. Here go one, the word comfort. The word comfort, a state of physical ease and freedom from pain or constraint. It is responding to the hurt or pain of another with words, feelings, or with the touch. There we go with that again. It is the process of providing relief from pain, anxiety, or even grief of another. The pleasant and satisfying feeling of being physically or mentally free from pain and suffering. Thus, the term comfort should be considered as a noun, that is, a state of being or feeling that people experience alone. Animals can have and don't have that. They may act with comfort. Animals do that, and because if one of the youngins needs some milk, the mother is going to make sure they get it. But when we come down to people, it talks about with intentionality, providing acts of comfort, especially for your significant other. I watch a commercial on TV where a guy in the bed with his wife in the bed, and he said, honey, and she immediately thought he's trying to get some sex or something. But when she turned over and said, really, he showed some medicine to help her get better. He was not thinking about that, but the way he said it, she thought this is what it meant. But what he was trying to do is provide comfort for his wife in the commercial. All right, and that's what we as people, when we're in relationships, that's what we should be, is nurturer, providing comfort for one another. Amen? All right, here we go. Another word is encouragement. The act of giving, this is what encouragement is defined as, the act of giving someone support, confidence, or hope. Urging or promoting another to persist in the preservation and moving forward in goals and skills and things that they enjoy doing. To influence, inspire, encourage, or just simply stimulate another. The Greek word for encouragement means to give comfort to someone, but it also involves exhortation, urging that someone, strengthening that person, and even appealing to them to do the thing that they do well. All right? And that's what we mean by encouragement. Sometimes people don't feel like they got the talent or the gift, and sometimes they just need somebody just to give them a little shove and watch them show up and show out. You know? All right, another word we got is respect. Big deal, respect. If you don't believe me, why don't you ask Aretha Franklin? All right? Respect, a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something is solicited by their abilities, qualities, achievements. These high values or regard of another, to treat as important or give honor to. You got to give honor to whom honor due, as the Bible talk about. Well, with respect is treating someone by showing regard for their ability and their worth. It is ability of value, the ability to value their feelings and their views, even if you don't necessarily agree with them. But you still need to value them. When I was putting this together, I thought about my wife and our relationship. And I realized what she's been telling me all the time in reading this. You can't disvalidate how somebody feel or think. And I got to processing that thing. And so to do otherwise is not to give the person their due respect. And so if you're not giving the person the proper due respect, then you possibly are devaluing them, or at the very least, what they are